another episode of the Peelerz Podcast, where we discuss the nitty, the gritty, and the pretty side of stripping with your host, Kruella Kraken. And today I have
Amanda, DJ Snowflake.
DJ Snowflake. And
Dave, DJ Diggity.
no excitement?
No, I don't know. I'm nervous. This is crazy. I don't know who I'm talking to at this point.
I don't know. Maybe I think we got a steady 1,200 viewers. So you talk to a bunch of strangers.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. A bunch of
So
people
hi
who just
there,
want
hi
the
here.
tea, you know? Yeah. All right. So we have seen you on the podcast before.
Yes.
Yes, you have. We have sure seen her, but we have never seen you on the podcast.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited. This is great. I wanted to kind of start a podcast, so it's kind of neat to kind of see what happens in all this the setup and that sort of thing. It's
Oh,
pretty
cool. Like a podcast about DJing or about
Just
rapping?
about I wanted to call it Diggity After Dark, and then interview some strippers and stuff, and then even some local bands and stuff, and just get them to send me demos, and then even play them on the air and that sort of thing, and ask people what they think and that sort of thing here. So
Yeah.
yeah. Now it's even when I go in the studio to do rapping, they're like talking to the microphone. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. I'll figure it out eventually.
So we know, obviously, you've been a DJ at Shade for how many years again?
9-10 years.
9-10 years.
Jesus Christ.
And how long have you been at Shade for?
I think I got there in 2018, right around there. Yeah, 2018. But I worked at Diamonds before that.
For how long?
I think it was a year and a half. I worked at Diamonds, and then
What?
Marky.
That was way longer than that.
And then Marky went over to Shade there. And then when Marky left there, something else happened to the Shade DJ, and then he asked me to DJ there. So I was actually DJing both for a while. So I was DJing 3 at Diamonds and 3 at Shade. And they were on alternate paydays as well, too. So it was great. And that's how I was able to save for my car and... Yeah, changed my life. It actually changed my life. I used to be a Red Seal chef, and I opened up the rec room in South Common there. I was one of the chefs out of 6 chefs that got chosen out of 100 and some people.
Oh, shit.
He's
Yeah, we had
an
to do,
amazing chef.
Had to do a black box for it, so they gave us a bunch of ingredients, and we had to come up with our version of what that was. And even though it was just it was a fried chicken sandwich with French fries, apparently I had the best French fries out of all the people that made their French fries. So just the way he did it, processed and stuff.
Not only can he drop a beat, but he can drop some fucking fries.
You-
Holy
Yeah.
shye.
You're an incredible
Thank you.
cook.
Yeah, and
He brings me dinner sometimes. It's so nice.
Actually, I remember your ex talking over COVID. Me and your ex were talking about our COVID experiences and how oh my God, I can't go and just go to the gym and then go buy a steak after, we all have to budget our money. And she's like, I'm eating awesome, my meals are great. I have a chef at home, and I was like, oh, I didn't know that about him.
Yeah. It's nice when we have the time, but our schedules, we don't really have enough time to make meals and stuff like that because we're at work during the dinner hours and that sort of thing. So it's nice to have the days off or have the time to do it. But other than that, it's fast food for me all the time. But now it's fuck. I can't do the fast food right now anyway, so hopefully I'll be able to eat pizzas and stuff again.
Because you've been struggling with some health problems.
Big time, yeah.
Yeah, big time.
Just not being able to eat things that I love.
Oh, that's gotta fucking suck.
Yeah. Cheese, onions, everything's got everything in it. Citric acid. I used to drink juice. It was my favorite. It's why I haven't really drank much alcohol. It's because I just love this juice. And every single juice, if you look at it, has citric acid in it. It's crazy. Fruitopia, all those ones, Minute Maid, everything. Orange juice, apple juice, it all has citric acid. And it's just for me to have to stay away from that, or else the acid reflux gets really bad where it's just I'm constantly burping and foamy. It's crazy.
It's gallbladder stones?
The gallbladder's been removed, but it's now battling with acid reflux, and also with the gallbladder diet because I can't process fats as easily as I could before. So there's certain things I just have to avoid. I could eat pizzas and stuff like that after in moderation, but now with the acid reflux, I have to cut out tomatoes and a whole bunch of other these acids, which nullifies all the stuff that I was able to eat before. So there's I've been able to eat 6 things over the last 3 weeks: chicken, turkey, potatoes, rice, carrots, and then some crackers and digestive cookies and that sort of thing.
That'd be miserable.
I'm fucking pissed.
You're smiling the whole time you're saying this. Yeah.
So it's just I lost 45 pounds in the process over the last 6 months, I'd say. Yeah.
Holy fuck.
It's been pretty crazy. So yeah.
You've had such a good attitude.
All I want to do is eat. Well, I spend my nights crying. I'm good right now.
It's good to cry. Let it out.
Yeah, but it's tough. Especially when I love food. I love food. I just can't eat it.
Yeah, and you're a food connoisseur.
Yeah, I love food.
Yeah,
I'll make it. I'll eat it. If people, I love barbecues and that sort of thing, and I can't do barbecues, nothing like that. So.
Oh my God, barbecues.
Oh,
I'm hungry.
We should. I'm sorry for making it depressing right away. Everybody,
Hey, this is real shit, man. We're getting at that age. We're at that age, up or down, man.
And we
at
are,
least you're taking the proper precautions to get like healthy.
Yeah.
Which
He
is
literally
necessary.
healthed his dog back to life.
Yeah.
If
So
that's the right
now
word.
My turn,
and you're gonna do it now. It's your turn.
Yeah. So and Jack's been cancer free for almost 2 years now.
And that was all done by. Sorry.
Yeah.
That was all done by Diggity.
But actually, with Kruella's help too,
his-
her and Anya, they donated their tips to me one night as well too, which I was having trouble. Like I had $5,500 saved to work on my teeth, to get my teeth fixed just before Jack got hurt, sick and stuff, and yeah, so he drained my bank account $5,500. I think I had $800 left by the end of it, and then I couldn't afford to do the ultrasound. I couldn't afford anything, and then Kruella stepped in with Anya, and I think it was about $1,300 between the two of them, and everybody donated. So I was able to get the ultrasound, find there was cancer, and then they offered to put him down that day. And then I said, I just want to cook him one more meal. Like he was eating today for some reason, he's eating today. So I said, I know his quality of life is terrible, but give me one more meal. And so I got him a steak, and then I got him a whole bunch of stuff, and then I cooked for him. And then he ate it all. And then he hadn't eaten in 4 days. And then after that, it was like, okay, the next day we woke up, I made him chicken. He ate all the chicken. So I just kept feeding him. And then we went back to the doctor, and then they prescribed me some prednisone, and then we got him on the prednisone, and then he took that for about 3 months, and then he bulked up. He was like back to normal. I'm like, holy shit, like this is crazy. So now, and then after that, we just started weaning him off the prednisone half at each time, so 25 milligrams, and then it was 25 milligrams every second day, and then 12.5 milligrams every second day until it was nothing.
And you feed him healthy human food,
Every
and
single
that
day.
literally, he's like, that's 2 years of him.
He eats
being a
5 to
normal
6
dog.
different things every day, so like ham, chicken, turkey, potatoes, rice,
There
sweet
you have
potatoes.
it. Food is either medicine or poison.
Yeah, and you know,
Yeah.
there's certain foods I can eat right now, and I would love to eat everything, but you know, I've got to stay on my diet and then hopefully kick this, and then once it's kicked, I can start eating healthy more.
And it also gives you the opportunity to get creative within your like these very small boundaries you have. And with the skills that you have as a chef, probably gives you quite the, challenge to be like, how do I make this taste better?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, luckily, potatoes, you can have them 500 different ways,
Yeah.
but you probably can't have them fried.
Correct. And deep fryer, but you know, air fried is okay.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm able to get around that somehow, which is without the oils.
Yeah.
So that's okay. But yeah, you're right. And same with chicken. Chicken I can cook like 12 different ways too. It's very versatile. So turkey though. Turkey's the one that got me. I don't know if I told you that story. I was just sitting there. I was making myself a turkey sandwich. I'm like, I'm so sick of turkey. And then I just looked at the turkey bag I had, and I fucking chucked it against the walls. I'm so sick of turkey.
And Jack's like, turkey.
And then I had that moment where I'm going over and picking it up. I'm like, no, I need this. gotta eat the turkey. It's gotta get me through. I gotta eat something. So.
But you know what? This episode is allowed to be depressing because Stripperlympics is over, Buckley. And we all have that. We're all performers in some aspect. You are a rapper. You are a musician in many different ways. And it's that like after show slump where you're just like, oh, it's over. And like you're exhausted and you're tired and you're like, why am I so tired? It's over.
Quick fix.
Yeah. So yeah, we're all on that like, it's over hump. But yeah, we're and this fucking season's changing, so I get why we're all a little depresso espresso.
Tess even said it too. She's like, it's hard to go from people chanting your name because they were chanting, to going in and performing in front of that same show almost, technically, like with all the tricks and everything, in front of 6 people. And then, having that same drive to get up and be like, that was amazing. I feel great. It's just, it's a completely different feeling. And, comparable to the Oilers, right? When they went to the Stanley Cup Finals, there's all that emotion and start off the season slow. And sort of the same thing. It's just that hangover, I guess you could call it.
Yeah. I know I'm going into work and getting into trouble tonight. And the amount that I would usually care, because I'm just like, I have to be a hard worker. I'm just like, honestly, I'm going to sit down with whatever manager sits me down and be like, I'm still tired from Stripperlympics. I'm sorry. I'll stay until 2:30, but fuck, I'm tired. And I've been going up and down with minor health issues. It's not the health issues that's affecting me. It's the fucking doctor's appointments at 6 and 7 a.m. And I try and stress, and there's nothing in the afternoon. And they're like, nope, you got to come in soon. And we have next week at 7 a.m. I'm like, but I work until 4 that night. There's an Oilers game before. Are you sure? Nope. 7 a.m. Then you go there and you wait for an hour and a half for your fucking appointment.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've done it, and you've been there before, too, because you had some health problems over winter where you got quite sick. Very, very sick. Yeah. It happens to all of us. Working in the dark, not getting enough sunshine, being around hundreds and hundreds of people.
Money too.
Money affects that. Yeah, all of it.
Every time I get home after I put my loonies into the thing, I wash my hands right away. It's just like I feel it, like it's just grimy. So have you seen people too, and they fucking take the loonies and they lick them, and they're like, "Are you ready?" It's like, why? Why are you doing that?
I purposely, I make a gross face and I like dodge it, and they're like, you don't, and the face they make, and they go, "You don't want that?"
It's like that.
What?
They probably have great immune systems. If they're licking loonies.
Yeah.
I'll always say it on the mic. I'm like, well, that was disgusting.
Yeah.
My mom and the guy that I'm seeing-ish made lots of comments about your commentary on stage. How funny
you like that stuff.
Yeah, I think I was like, I want no titles, no nothing. Like, just make jokes with me. I want to be as lame as possible on stage. I need to take it easy before my big show later. And she like calls me Miss Nude Arby's. They're losing their mind because we went to Arby's right before, and you didn't know that, but you called me that anyway. Yeah. And what else did you do? I went into a human flag. I was like, okay, I should do one thing. Did a human flag and landed. And you went, boo.
Well, I don't know why they give me a microphone sometimes. But.
Yeah. Have you ever said that? I don't know who gave me this thing. I've said that a couple times.
I've
After
said
making
it
a
many
joke, I'm like,
times.
I don't know who gave me this microphone. I'm sorry, you guys. I
get bad. You've seen me. Filthy feud. Oh my God.
There's there's sometimes where like the girls will be discussing like, oh, is Snow in a mood or is Dave in a mood? Because you guys are like, fuck this, you guys are tipping you and Celine Dion. And I'm like, no, I'm on their side, man. We just have to say it with a smile because we'll get in trouble for it.
Yeah, and
we get in trouble too.
Yeah, I've got several write-ups, you know. I've been real good lately, so I mean I haven't got written up in like almost 2 years, ever since, you know, the whole Me Too movement and everything was going on. So I had to tighten up my attitude for that. So
yes, you should.
That was my person. Yeah, that was part of my persona that, you know, just had to evolve and just had to stick on that, it's funny to be creepy sort of thing. You know what I mean? So I had to evolve my jokes.
Well, it doesn't help that I'm around.
Well, I mean, you've
saying
got
anything I want to fucking say, and I don't know if I get away with it, but I'm still here. So.
Yeah. No, and because it is funny, and you know, it is in the eye of the beholder in that sense, you know. So. Yeah. It
is the strip club, and it's not as evolved. It isn't at the strip club. It really isn't. It's a lot more freeing. People have a lot more free speech in the club, a lot more vulnerability and everything. So I think it's okay to come to a place and hear some dirty jokes. And you know the funniest thing? I don't know if I told you about this Google review. It still makes me laugh. I look up the Shade Google reviews all the time because they mention me a lot, and I like to save those screenshots for when I get in trouble. But anyway, there was one comment that was like, had a great time at Shade. It was my like bachelorette party. We were having a great time. There's 12 of us. And the one girl who brought us on stage was like vulgar, and she was like calling us sluts and doing this and meh, and it kind of took us back a little bit. But then the DJ, and then they said she, as in you, was awesome, and her commentary with the girls was hilarious, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, do they not know that was the same person?
They even, a lot of people will fight with the dancers because they'll be like, that's not a girl, that's not a chick. Because I got my metal voice, and it's like, all right, you fucking sluts, get ready for some fine-ass titties tonight, Titty Tuesday. So I have different voices. Sometimes I'll be like, Cruella Kraken. Sometimes I'll be like, yeah, fuck Kruella Kraken. So a lot of people think I'm a dude, for sure.
I've heard that before too, but I only hear your voice and see your face when I hear it, but that's because I know you. So like, I can get why some people might, but I also don't get it. I don't get it at all. You can hear Screech, sorry. Is the door open?
I don't know, but I love it. Hello, Screech.
I never even put that two and two together. Just it looks sounded like a bird, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot that's your bird. Like, that's cool.
I forget about it all the time too, and I'll be on TikTok live, and someone's like, "What the fuck is that?" Like, because she mimics the house alarm. Like, wow, wow, wow. I'm like, why is your alarm going off?
Right when I came in, she did it.
Oh, she's so cute. Okay, I want to ask you guys some Stripperlympics questions because I was going to interview you over Stripperlympics, but it's too much of a fuck show.
It's way too much, yeah.
It's too much. I do have some vlogs I'm doing as well where we do have commentary from both of you on that.
Busy.
And I think you may both have answered this on the vlog, but I want to get more into it because it's my favorite question to ask people who don't dance. What theme, if you could do a theme, and not like, oh, because the crowd would like it, but what theme would you do if you were a stripper? What would like bring you joy? Doesn't matter if people even know what the theme is, or if the theme is, it could even just be heavy metal, you know?
Diggity.
I don't know. It'd probably have to be some sort of relevant, something that's television-wise, for me, whether or not it's Game of Thrones or a Breaking Bad or a theme like that. But like making it like my own. So like the first scene is obviously say it's a Breaking Bad thing. The first scene would be the trailer scene where he's cooking the meth or whatever in that little episode. So I would reenact the parts of the movie, but make them funny and use the tricks that I would have to accent, the certain points of that.
You could do stuff like Roxy did with her beakers and the
that sort of stuff and like that sort of thing, but I would make it like whatever seems to be like Halloween every year there's some sort of like Harley Quinn or it's just like some sort of
Wednesday,
mainstream
Barbie
right, so whatever that theme would be at that time, I think I would like to do like a movie reenactment.
There's not like, is there a certain movie that you would want to do, like some like your favorite movie or favorite TV show?
Well, I mean Ocean's 11 would be funny, like fun with like a heist sort of thing, or it's kind of like something that's written into the plot where right at the end there's a reveal, like a big reveal at the end. So just you're like, oh wow, kind of how Serena Rain's show was this year with the reverse strip. How nobody really caught that had to be pointed out to people, and then once you point it out and you see it in action, you're like, oh shit, that's actually quite clever, right? So that sort of like embedded into the show. And I mean, first runner-up, I'm not sure if she's done that before or not, but she should be pretty proud of that. First runner-up for Miss.
The winner is Sydney Bell. We didn't even talk about that. Sydney Bell won. Her theme was Aztec Queen.
Yeah.
Then we had Serena Rain doing the reverse strip, and her theme was like hangover, party, one night stand. And then third was Anya Woods with Vote Anya. And then fourth was Demi, who also had a great reveal because she had that whole like, I got she was doing an exorcism, but the whole when the demon came into her and how it was portrayed and how everyone just got that.
Yeah.
And the pieces of her costume that had the pentagram that she took off at that moment. I was like, wow, that's fucking clever.
And that's the great sort of stuff that brings out the best in these creative shows. And people don't see that, but a lot of thought goes into these shows, a lot of time.
For a whole year they're planning.
And, sometimes you forget that they're strippers, like, and then they're taking clothes off and you're almost thrown back. Like, why are you getting naked right now?
It's hard to call them strippers.
And then you're like, oh yeah, right, this is a stripper, right? Like it was more of a performance than anything. Yeah.
I've never seen it. I say this every freaking year, but I've never seen it like this. This year was like out of control.
Yeah.
And now that me and Anya, like I was just talking to JP and he's like, I really want to have you guys more involved in everything. So if we like can get the U-Hauls booked and make sure that there's the explosions there, and like Sydney's looking into putting a fucking zip line for the people who want to zip line on stage. And I'm like, what? So like, can you imagine like everyone being like showtime, like all the fucking explosions and like, dude, fucking music hasn't even started yet.
It's just gonna get better and better.
Yeah. And you bring out the best, and there's so much camaraderie, and that's the thing. Like I noticed when I first started working there was a lot of like separate groups and girls being like, I'm not gonna tell you this, I'm not gonna tell that person that's gonna get out there. And it was a little bit like that. The more that evolved, and I think even after the evolution of the golden G-string or there was just, I think one girl was just helping everybody else out.
Such a team.
And then all of a sudden it was just like everybody realized it's like, oh, and then they were all helping each other out. So I didn't see anybody trash talking anybody's show this year. I didn't see any girls like talking about each other behind their backs. And again, I felt there was 10 shows that could have gotten into the finals very easily this year. Whereas I think in the previous year, like maybe there was a weaker pool and somebody snuck in, and not a discredit to their show at all, just as far as my personal opinion. And that for me is Jasmine should have got in this year. And even the girl from the States, she had an unreal pole routine. So I mean,
dude, like her hoop,
I've never seen
too, I just got
where
goosebumps.
she went trick into trick.
Never ever seen shit like that.
Yeah. So I mean, like, and then last year I think Crystal should have gotten in there, and she got in there this year. So I mean, it just goes to show, like, it was almost the same show. It was a little more fluid, but it was almost the same show as she did, and she just got in this year. So I mean, and hands down to her for being able to be like devastated, as I'm sure Jasmine is, and probably doesn't want to do another competition ever again.
Which sucks because I'm sure she was so fucking close to making it to finals. And when I seen that show, I was like, finally, like, wow, now
She
she
did it.
gets it.
Yeah, she got
she
it.
knows it. She's doing the
nailed it.
practice.
Yeah.
She nailed it.
Yeah.
And now she's like, I'm not doing it again. I'm like, but you're so close.
They always say that though, and then they come next year.
Well, that's what Crystal
I mean
did. She just said that. She was just like, I'm never doing this again. This is bullshit. And then she just fucking said, you know what? I don't care. I'm gonna do it again. And you know, I hope Jazz does that. But I can understand her disappointment too, because when they told me, oh yeah, the person who won it on that day, hands down, won it, and then second and third were pretty close. And I was like, oh, Jasmine fucking got first then for sure. She fucking blew in my opinion. When I was talking to Jeff, when I talked to a couple of the other people that were there, they're like, I've never seen her perform like that. And I was just
thought she was
that
number
was
one of
probably
that
the
day.
best one. Yeah, so I thought she won it. And so like, and that's my opinion, right? So I mean, like the girls that got in there and they made it, they deserve it as well too. You know what I mean? Not taking anything away from their shows at all.
That's the thing about competitions. You know? There's lots of highs and lots of lows.
And that's why I'm glad I don't judge these things, because you know I work with you girls a lot. I've seen you at your best, and I've seen you when you're not trying. So I mean, like, I've seen every girl in that competition hit every trick. So I don't know how to judge them on that. Like 10s all across the board for me, you know?
Yeah.
It's almost like there's chaos, and then there's like something that clicks with everyone and realizes that it's like, okay, the chaos on the outside, like I'm pretty sure I said this in the other podcast, and then just be relaxed. Just relax, have fun, which is it's so hard to say that when you're like in it and it's just like, rah, but the more you just let go mentally, like.
But even this as a performer, everybody can tell you that, but until you get to that stage and get on the stage, your nerves are still flying. But once you step on that stage, they go away. So, I mean, everybody can be like, you're going to be fine, you're going to be fine. You're like, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
But let me get on the stage, and it is. I've seen you girls be nervous, stage comes, bang, it's gone.
Yeah. It's as soon as like I felt the coffin lift.
Yeah.
That was like, fucking
Here we go.
I remember my last performance, I opened the thing and I was just like, wait, I've already won.
I got a queef real quick.
We got to take a queef break, I think, here. Is that what's going on?
Are you gonna queef?
No,
Oh,
sorry.
they're actually going down. I was like waiting. Fuck nasty.
That was probably my fault.
Mrs. Buck, baby girl. What
Those
would
chicks that can queef on the spot.
What about you, Snowflake? What
was your theme
would you do?
My team,
Buckley?
team would be, actually, I thought of it years ago. It'd be like, but this is one of those themes where if you're not a fan, because it's really, like certain themes are particular, like Pink Floyd, and I'd have the wall and I'd break out of the wall. But I mean, that would be cool for people who love Pink Floyd, but people who don't, they just don't.
It's about you.
No, I know, but I think that the themes that win are like what's the word? Not general, but like something that everyone can relate to.
Broad. Yeah, very broad.
Yes, because if you choose something so particular, like it's fucking
Pokemon,
amazing.
Like Pokemon in a sense, right?
Pokemon is fucking amazing, and they do so well. I just feel like some
people that don't watch it, where they're gonna be like, "What the hell is this all about?"
But then the people that do, they're so excited.
Yeah,
and stuff.
that's true too.
You need to pick something, that's like everyone can relate to. So that's a tough one. Definitely something all dark and shit.
Dark and spooky.
Dark and spooky.
Dark and spooky. Dark and spooky. Right, Buckley?
Can I fit this whole thing in Mella?
And I love doing the videos. Like I love brainstorming, like with Odessa's show and everything. Like I'd never heard that style of music before, that rockabilly,
it's
whatever she
fucking
did.
wicked.
And so like I was introduced
it.
to that, and I was having a lot of fun. And then
She did
I
really
put
good with
that whole
that.
show together for her, and I was like super excited. And I showed it to her, and she's like, "This is the wrong music." I was like, "Oh no." So then I went back and I did it again, and then re-edited everything, slotted everything in, and then showed it to her again. And she's like, "This is the wrong video for this." And I'm like, "Oh my god!"
But Dave,
It
you
took
do
me,
so
like-
much before Stripperlympics starts. All of you were doing stuff, and because you make a lot of the music,
Which I love doing,
and
yeah.
videos. He slices all the music and videos for a lot of the girls, like fucking months or a year in advance. Which it's so smooth sailing for us when the girl nowadays this contest, most girls it was just like hit play and have fun with the lights.
That's like my number one thing. Your song should be one song. It shouldn't be like 5-6 songs that you guys need to memorize and what the timing.
Don't
is.
stress
order,
if you have it.
yeah.
If you don't, that's fine. But like just
No,
a
no,
little,
no, I like where-
just a
I like
little
where we're going
advice.
here. I like where
Just
we're
a
going.
little advice. You have people in the industry that are willing to help you because there's a lot of stress going on and you're not alone. I know it may feel like that,
that's big time too.
but there are people like Dave can be working on your shit right now. Like you could start it now, you could start it a couple months before, but not even just Dave. There's other people, even Melina for her winning competition. She did that herself.
Bryn did all of Odessa's posters as well, too.
Right?
So.
There's so many people.
She did my Horny on a Hearse one.
I saw that.
Yeah.
It looks pretty cool.
I know, right?
Yeah.
You'd
be surprised at how
Retro.
many
It looks
people
like that
are
old
involved.
Pinup style.
Yeah.
I don't like, there's a reason that I don't like how some girls will lay out their posters and say pick them. And I don't do that because they always, all the Panther ones and the ones that Bryn designed are just gone. And then I have the horse one's still awesome, and the crow one is still
badass.
great. Yeah, but like everyone wants the Panther or they want the Bryn one, so I just don't. I'm like, especially if they give me like $4, I'm like, I'm giving you the horse. Yeah, you don't get the cool one. You get the horse.
You get the horse.
So out of all, and I mean all Stripperlympics shows, every single one that you've witnessed, whether or not you're working, but I think you guys have been working all of them.
I've done the last 5.
I've done every single
And she's
one of
done
them.
all of them,
The very first one, I wasn't even a fucking DJ.
What was your favorite theme?
Oh my God.
And why?
I don't even know.
It could be close to
Because I don't remember
or,
I don't remember all of them.
You know?
I have a terrible memory.
I remember like my favorites.
Doesn't mean I
remember all
don't
of them.
care. I just the
Yeah,
only
I
ones that are
think
fresh in my mind are the new ones.
Melina's stands out in my mind, the one that she just did with the samurai, where she
samurai?
made all of her own
Right,
props. And
'cause
made
the
that
second
her
she
set.
came in-
She took a sword swinging class. She
Yeah.
had that real sword. She had, she was the one who originally brought those spark machines in. So I mean, there was a lot of firsts that I saw in that show where I was just like, holy shit. And that's like, I just wish that more girls that were like, either in gymnastics or get past that 18, 19, 20 years old, you're going to be done your competitions, that sort of thing. As bad, much as it sounds bad, is just come to the strip club. I mean, you'll be able to incorporate your gymnastics into these crazy routines with all of these creative concepts, but
Be able to practice what you love,
Yeah.
utilize it on stage, have continuous practice, and get paid for it.
yeah, and
I
it's
tell everyone
gymnastics,
that, yeah.
and so that's the thing with Melina. Just like I see a lot of these girls looking up to her, and I'm just like, that's amazing. Like we got lucky with you, we got lucky with Anya and with Melina because all these girls that are watching you, that's who they aspire to be. And not a lot before you girls, there was not a lot going on. There was just a lot of pole walkers, and people that go from pole to pole, and they have beautiful bodies and they've got a great personality, but there wasn't a lot of tricks. There wasn't a lot of like, wow, you can do that, and you with your handstands is crazy. Like I can't do a handstand hardly to save my life, much less balance myself for 30 seconds, much less time my down on the beat. Like that's the craziest thing about it.
Holding fire in my mouth.
Yeah, it's like so
The
like
level of talent is out of control.
Yeah, so you see these girls that are like, wow, I want to be that, and so like we're already, that's such a blessing. You know what I mean? So thanks, like very much for all the effort you do, and then for the choreography and the hard work that you put in. It's very much appreciated, especially for people like me who me and Snowflake make our money on the fact that you girls separate yourselves, and people will tip you more if they see you do something cool. So you're one of my best tippers. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I mean, it's just like, thank you for being as awesome as you are, because it also makes me money.
Hell yeah.
I wouldn't be who I am today. I always tell you girls, the only reason I am the woman I am today is because of each of you women and the little things that I take from you guys. Like,
God, there's so many inspiring women and everyone just like thinks that we're the, the bottom of the barrel when it comes to people in the society, that we have no brains, no nothing to offer society, and that's why we have our job. But
it's our last effort, or the last branch we grab onto on the way down. That's what, you know what I mean?
This will be my first branch I always grab before any other job.
Well, even a lot of the girls are literally going into nursing or anything, like going in, they're doing school, and just, by going dancing, they're just making money faster to be able to pay for their school.
Which is smart. Be debt free,
They're human beings.
Sydney
they're just very
got
talented
into real
human
estate,
beings.
right? Like, you know what I mean? Get into real estate. You're going to have extra money. You might be going to different places when you tour. Like, it would be smart for you as well to buy something in Kelowna. You know what I mean? Because then you can have a property there and a property here, and then if you go dancing in Kelowna or anywhere in the Okanagan, you can just stay there. But now you're accumulating equity, right? So, and you can do that with the freedom. I remember one time, Jazz, I don't know if I should brag about this or not. We could flag it as if you want, but she came home one time with $8,500 after 1 week. $8,500. And I was just like, what the fuck? And like, I know she's not doing anything on the side to do that, to like make extra money like that. She was totally legit, but I was just like, that's how much money she made in that 1 week when she was there, or whatever she was doing. And I was
that's
just like,
that's a good week, and they happen here and there. Yeah.
Damn.
And it's not always like that.
It's not always like that. Don't get carried away, because again, there was times where she came home
zero,
pissed off as well too, or I only made 1,000 this week as well. So it does fluctuate.
I've sold 2 dances this week. And I'm like at Shade, the best feature entertainer, and I am the lowest for dances, and I can't stress that to girls that come to me and they start freaking out like I'm not selling dances, and they're tearing up and they feel like their worth is in their dances, and I feel like that often as well, that my worth is in the amount of dances I sell. It's not. And then I come home after making $2,000 in a night, and I will be like fucking horny on the mic. Just like, I'm the best, I'm the best employee, and it's not exactly like
keeps you humble though.
Yeah.
It's good they're just like any job you want to get into. This isn't easy money.
Mm-hmm. No.
You think you want to come into this industry and fucking just be like, oh, bam. No. There's even selling dances. There's a whole there's a layer thing to it. Yeah. But I realized with this club, everyone in this club, every single person is like super talented at something. Like everybody's pretty much a rock star in the building. They're just like, this is the place where it gives us opportunity and be able to pay our bills and stuff. But no, there's a lot of talent.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite show that sticks out to you from all the years?
I don't know. But I am obsessed with The Nun. So Demi and her fucking robot one, robot sex one. There's too much. Melina, because I'll never forget when she came in we do the practice runs, and she was setting up her stage. Me and Dave looked at each other and we're like, it's over. Because this year, usually we can figure it out.
Every year we usually can.
Win. This year we had no idea.
And and that's the thing. And it's not against anybody else. And if it was already predetermined, I said this before, if it was predetermined, there's no point in having a contest. So that's not what I'm saying. It just was like when we saw her handmade craft, and like that's the show that stands out to me and the most as well. Just like, but also Sydney being carried in by fucking 2 huge guys while sitting on her throne. That's pretty memorable.
Oh yeah, and like all of your fucking shows, obviously.
Yeah, the coffin coming out like that.
3 times Stripperlympics, but I can't maybe because now that it's coming back to me, I do have to say like Anya's COVID thing, because it was such a touchy, like it was such a sensitive time, but
it touched on everything during
risky COVID thing to do, and it was so weird and cool and relatable. Yeah. Like I swear to God, there like at the end, I think everybody was just like almost in tears, just because it was like. It was almost like she was taking something so fucking serious and making light out of it, and like.
But the last song, it was chanting in like a beautiful voice and a beautiful song, like "I'm alive, we're alive," and she was spinning, and I remember like I was crying, everyone was crying. Yeah, it kind of hits like, oh wow, like it started out funny, and she did the OnlyFans joke, and the popcorn, the Netflix and shit, all of it. She made all those jokes, and then at the end we're like, oh my God, we're all here and we're all alive, and oh my God.
It was pretty intense.
She made us feel that way while literally showing us her asshole, because she was legs spread in her hood spinning, and I remember it. She was like, we're alive, and like her butthole, and everyone's like,
yeah. No, I remember when all those sparklers started getting lit up and everything was being passed around. That was the second time that she got me too. Her
because when she was
at Diamonds, when she won Miss New Diamonds as well. That's when we had the shower above it. So she was doing a spin like this, and the shower was coming down.
So
and it was, I can't remember what song it was. It was some other song. And Josh Davies, Big Josh, and Shane, and even we're all sitting there, and we all looked at each other, and we're all starting to cry, and we're like, what the fuck is happening right now? Like the emotion that was so high. And again, how are you gonna get that when you're in a strip club?
I wish we had some water.
That you would get at the end of some sort of production, like on Broadway or some sort of movie that, But for those 15 minutes, you've got those people so enveloped in what you're doing, and the emotion, and that's why song selection is very important, and the whole process of Stripperlympics, and that's it. If you're just starting out, best thing to do is watch these shows, watch these big shows, and see the little details.
Get inspired.
Start working on props now, because you'll be able to use your props when you do shows, when like the costume that you're going to use to go in Stripperlympics. You can now have props for that when you go out on stage, and people are going to help you bring your props down there. I even again, with Jasmine, she had that Mario theme. She had those little planters and these things made out of mushrooms. Easy props that she can simple and bring them on stage. You know, again, with her first, she's doing a Friday or a Saturday show somewhere or something like that.
I'm just lucky that I've that.
Now you've got lots of
her props are from her house.
Yeah, I used those thrones. So actually, Lexi used those. I used that one for my nun show, and everything else is just decoratory in my house. So if you're like creative and you have that style and you really do a theme that's made for you, you can use your props for your home decor.
And forever after
you can sell your pole prop to someone.
Yeah.
Sorry, Iris.
Iris, she like all of her stuff's from her house.
Fucking
that.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, see my brain. Her, I'm just so proud of everybody. Her show.
Yeah, that show was awesome too.
Man,
very emotional too.
What was that word? That saying? I don't know. Like, do you remember? And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I remember when we looked at her. I looked at her too. I'm like, yeah, this is good. You know, getting goosebumps up there, and you know, and just for that, and she had specifically told us no talking. You know,
and she pulled it off. So
that's
perfectly.
what I mean. Like, she needed that ambience of not being interrupted by anything to make the seriousness of the show go right to the end. And with that, I remember and make it that emotional. But if Snowflake are up there and everybody makes some noise, scream, like how we always do for people, it's taken away that quietness that she needs, right? So.
It was such a good setting.
Yeah,
I think a good advice also is to have like at least one person who's not of shade, who's a friend who knows your fucking show since when you were planning it. Like you have your stage hands and you have help, and if you don't have anybody, that's totally fine. You'll have the help. But I always notice there's always like one person helping, like the friend or the boyfriend or. You know,
and that just gives them that immediate, like, hey, that thing's not lit. Go get that.
So you can chill. Well, not
it.
chill out, but you can be in the back, and this person can be the one that's like your secondhand man.
Yeah, I completely agree too. And someone who, knows every little prop and where it goes, who has the picture on their phone and the plan and everything. Yeah. So, is there any Stripperlympics win that stands out in your head that's like you were either taken by surprise or it was like, oh, that moment, like finally her, or anything like that? Is there like that Stripperlympics where it's like,
well, I think that was Anya, right? Because she was like first runner up 3 times in a row.
Wasn't it 5? She came in second 5 times, no? Oh, maybe not in a row.
Not in a row.
Okay.
Yeah.
That girl was like, if there's any inspiration or anybody who's feeling defeated right now, a lot of these women it's just like right there. It's just not fucking happening. It will. It fucking will. Maybe not when you want it to, but right when it needs to happen.
It was like Anya got second again, and it was just like everybody was like, "Oh fuck that girl, man!" Like, and then look at her. She won Miss New Diamonds, then she won Miss New Alberta, then she went to Australia on a vacation and won a title there too, just while she's on vacation. No big. That's like you going to Malta and winning like an MC competition. You know, just like wherever you go, just the good times follow you. And again, you know what the coolest thing about Anya too is like after that, when people are like, "How are you?" She's like, "I'm fine." Like. She was like, I still felt like I won. I had everybody here supporting me. At the end of the show, I put it all out there. I was happy with the way everything went. She's like, I feel good.
That's a good
You know
sport.
what I mean? It wasn't like she had any regrets or anything like that. And I'm getting goosebumps right now just mentioning that. But that was where I was just like, that's why I love her so much in the competitions, because she wasn't no head down, no nothing like that. She's surrounded by her friends, and you know everybody's like,
she's got a good
going
crowd
to console
going.
her. But her head was up so high, being like, that was great. She's
So
happy
proud.
for Sid. She's happy for Serena.
And
she's
that,
always been a good sport.
That to me was almost a surprise too. When it was just Serena and Sid left, I was just like, I have no idea who it is then. Right now, I'm like, it could be either one. I had no idea that those would be the final 2. Thought for sure Anya would be in there as one of the final 2, and then even like Demi or Iris, like pulling in that dark thing, because I think it was Demi that blew everybody out of the water on Monday.
God,
so
that
I
was
think
such
it
a
was
good show.
I think it was her. So I think there were a lot of people that absolutely adored her show as well too, and and I thought it was wicked, and
so
the
proud of
choreography
everyone.
and just so again, like all you girls, like. Could have won that, and that's why I'm glad.
Every single one of you,
yeah.
Because each year, like I said, we sort of have an idea, but this year was like
wide open. Yeah.
Every year you all fucking kill it. It was just like this year was like out of control.
Yeah.
What was your favorite show that you've ever done?
That I've ever done?
These are hard questions.
The Wednesday Addams one.
Okay.
Nice.
Because I was obviously holding off because so many people compared me to the dancer, Wednesday Addams. So I knew, and there was always, oh my God, I hate that. She's copying, yeah. So I just waited for a few years to pass for when she wasn't around or doing the contest, because she was planning on doing a Wednesday Addams. Duh, her name's Wednesday Addams. And I was just kind of holding off because I was so sick of being compared to her. And I'm like, I don't have the dreads anymore. We don't really look alike. You know, I have a fake tan on now. We really don't look alike, you know?
Yeah.
So I finally got to like come out of the coffin. That's something I've always wanted to do. The cemetery, the vibe, the fact that I got to use my raven in it as well. Like there's not a theme that could fit me fucking better.
Yeah.
It was so
it was magical.
me. Yeah. And like the music and everything, I just loved it.
You deserved every fucking one that you won.
Yeah.
The time I did get
even the
second,
ones you
though,
didn't, but
yeah, the time I got second though, Anya said she called me and was like, "How you doing?" She's like, if there's anyone who's been in your shoes, it's me.
Yeah,
She's like, I've been second to you for fucking years. Like, how do you feel? I honestly ran out of the building because, and this is no shade to who my friends were at the time, and I did have some toxic friends back then, and there was girls in the contest who were still in the contest and still very dear to me. We're all learning to navigate these feelings of loss that because of their experience losing and how I seen them lose and their huge reactions, I thought I was going to have a big reaction. So I grabbed all my stuff and I was like, we got to get out before I start crying or whatever. And then I got in the car and I was like, okay.
You're probably just numb.
And my mom's like, you could cry, it's okay. I'm like, I mean, Melina's really fucking good. Like, I don't, okay. It'd be like, okay, if I got last or I didn't make it to finals, I can see myself getting really upset. But, I wasn't, because I did a good show. I got it. I know I didn't get first because it was a theme that, I let the crowd pick. I wanted to do Wednesday Addams that year. Yeah. And everyone voted Tiger King. I was like, fuck it. For the laughs, I will do it. Yeah. And I knew it wasn't my best theme. I knew it wasn't my best show. I didn't like the props,
you're
all of it.
You're all the top fucking as you can go, and you're gonna no one's stealing anything. It's literally inspiration, and it's cool that everybody does anything their own way. They take inspiration and then make it their own, but you're all the top performers. You're literally beating the best or you're losing to the best. It's like
that's exactly what I said too. And the people that were really trying to dig deep for, they want to feel justified. They want to make me feel okay. They'll say things like, oh, they were scared to give you the award for the third time or something. And I'm like, nope, Melina was good.
Yeah, right? It's a conspiracy.
I'd shut them down instantly, or oh, maybe it's because JP's mad at you, or maybe it's because of this. I'm like, nope, it's because Melina's a very good dancer. She came out and threw a fucking sword around and then had sparklers going. Don't tell me it's some conspiracy or some this or some that. And
sometimes it's just that simple.
Yeah, and it usually is, and that's how you also say who your real friends are, because again, they'll find an excuse as to why you didn't win, as opposed to just celebrating your accomplishments with you. Like, hey, you came in second in that competition with 8 girls that could have easily won that competition. So for you to even be in second place, you got to be pretty proud of that. You know, so I mean, that's how I feel with Serena. I know she's probably bummed out as well too, but that girl every single time pole dancing, one of the best on the pole. So when you're competing against Serena Rain, you got to make sure that you bring your A game, because she's gonna bring hers. So I mean, for her to get second, even for and be the first runner up, and again win the pole competition, I mean, there couldn't have been a better, more deserving person for that as well. Yeah.
Just watching all of you guys over the years is such a trip.
Yeah.
The way that and I think the key is, I said this before, is you don't stop, you don't give up, and not never give up.
Don't never stop giving up.
You defeated, that's a lesson. You take it. You fucking.
Personally, my favorite show that I will remember forever was third year of Stripperlympics.
I don't even
Second
remember.
or third year, it was, quite a few years ago, it was Serena Rain, and she did The Mermaid, and it was, that was her click moment. You know how we all seen the click moment happen with Jasmine, where yes, you know,
she's got
fuck it. You like your music, you thought it out,
the crowd work,
the everything. She came out, she had all these new pole tricks, she had the music time, she knew what songs worked well and what songs made her feel a certain way, and it worked well. And is a mermaid, she loves that theme, it works very well with her personality. I'll remember that forever, because just seeing her evolve completely on stage was mind-blowing.
I love watching you guys I don't love watching things fuck up on stage, but the fact you just keep fucking going.
Yeah.
That is the key. Don't fucking stop.
Yeah.
You know, even if you fall on your fucking face, fall with grace, put your leg up or
toes,
whatever. Yeah, fuck. No, props get
And
fucked
again,
up.
bringing up Jasmine when she got stuck.
Oh my God, people thought that was a part of her show.
And everybody's like that. And then I looked at you and I was like, she's stuck. You're like, somebody's got to help her and get down. I'm like, yeah.
Well,
how?
she's got to
Like, what the
figure it out.
She's just got to fall. And then I've seen her accept it. She's like, well, here we go.
I guess
wham.
people went up to her after and was like, that move where you
Yeah.
slam at the ground. It's like, yeah.
She's like,
I meant to do that.
Yeah. I've been working on that trick for months.
Honestly, because of her falling out of that trick, that thing that you see swinging up there, I condition. It's called, that move that she did, it's called skin the cat. I condition going all the way back where she was basically shoulders dislocated,
Yeah.
backwards. And I practice getting out of it in case I'm ever in that, because I'm on trapeze and the trapeze is so high. I don't really have a bottom, because the hoop is round, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So she could grab onto the bottom
Right.
of that. But I have to make sure that I am capable of getting out of that at much higher heights. So yeah, that's like something you can always learn from someone, right?
Yeah.
Like what they're watching their fire and how their fire fucked up will prevent you from making the same mistake, because it's always evolving. There's new props, tricks, everything, and there's always a way to involve. And like it does take someone else's mistakes or your mistakes to learn.
Yeah.
And because of like watching her do that, which is such a hard fucking move, she does it every other day perfectly.
Yeah.
What a
I wanna see it.
badass. What a
I've seen
badass.
that
You
move.
gotta be vulnerable. You gotta,
But I mean,
you're gonna fuck up and it fucking sucks, but you gotta take it as like it makes you stronger.
You're
I
also
know
15
nobody
minutes
wants to
into
hear
your
that.
routine. So, I mean, like, you don't have your strong muscles that you've had at the beginning of your
Yeah.
show. You've got muscles that have been worked and tired, and now you're 15 minutes in and you're going to try and pull off this crazy trick where you need all of your strength. You need conditioning for that. And that's why it's just like, before I got into this industry, I had no idea. That's when we were open 7 days a week and open at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And, just like these girls, they work every single day, and then they use that day for traveling on Monday. They still have to show up for a meeting at 6 o'clock and be ready to go on stage.
I don't know how
and
you
work
guys
that
do
work that whole week, and then at Sunday, pick up their paycheck, get in their car, drive to their next thing, pay for a hotel, be away from their dogs, be away from their family, and then, take all of that and then have society be like, well, you're just a stripper. And it's just like, it's got to be pretty disheartening. So
It is disheartening when it's always like some old man online that's saying that. Because honestly, every fucking night, all of us hear from multiple different women that like, I wish I could look like you and do what you do, but my husband, boyfriend, job, career, kids are stopping me. Or like, I wish I was as strong as you. Like I just started pole and I don't have the opportunities to even be around a pole that much because kids, husband, work, whatever. And to hear consistently all the time, like, wow, I wish I could express myself the way that you do. Like, even like alternative women are just like, I wish, like everything that you are, the gold teeth, the everything. Like, I can't go and be a nurse with a fucking big forehead tattoo and gold teeth and stuff like that. But it's something I always wish I could do. I'm like, yeah, if you just got into stripping, which like sounds demeaning, but it's not.
But it's not.
Because you could express yourself. It's always a catch-22, right? Because I'm sure she loves her husband, loves her kids, loves her career. Yeah. But there's also that catch-22 of not being able to look the way she wants. I wish I had a daytime job, but I also want to express the way that I want to express. I would never be able to live without being on stage. So, yeah, there is a catch-22 with all of it.
Yep. Yeah, we have to make certain sacrifices. I haven't been in a relationship, like, for a while, and that's just because everybody I meet, they're like, once they find out I work at a strip club, it's like, well... Okay.
It's different because guys clamor to us and girls run from you guys.
Yeah.
They put you in a box. They're like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah. And same with, but stereotypical, the same way these girls get it as well, too.
Not everything's
you're
so black and white.
So it's like, okay, but I have such good, like, I love my job. I love going into work. I love everybody I work with.
You have a great attitude. You have a great energy every time.
Yeah, and I love it.
I just walk in all mopey and shit.
Oh, no, but you get going eventually, too.
Don't.
We get on the mics and stuff. Yeah.
Well, that's when I'm on fire. When
so-
I come to the change room. When I'm in my booth, I'm just like...
Yeah. But I mean, we do it a lot, and it does take a lot of energy. And like I'm 47, I'll be going into 48, and it's just like I can't see that stopping anytime soon. I still have the same passion, so just like I don't know. For me, I get that energy, and I would rather that than go to a job I don't like going to, just to be able to be in a relationship with somebody I may or may not even like in a year from now. So I don't want to sacrifice my happiness for somebody else, and for what they think I should be doing with my life when I'm the one who's living it.
Yeah.
Kruella, what would you be if you weren't a dancer?
fuck. We talked about this on the podcast last time because when I was like going through health issues that could have been serious, again, they're not. It could have been serious. I had to seriously contemplate where I would go with how I look and my skill set. And I was a piercer before, and I didn't like it. It like I shake very easily. I have very high blood pressure, and it's medicated. But like if I accidentally get up too quick, my hands will be shaking for 2 hours. And I can do pole dancing completely fine. I still have my strength and everything like that. I'll be a little shaky, but you can't pierce someone shaky.
Right.
And I hated that, especially like if they see your hand coming towards you like that, you know? And I hated the fact that it was like nothing but, and I thought it was going to like be creative expression beyond belief of like doing these cool experimental piercings and like trying out new things and like learning every single piercing within the ear because there's a million of them, but you don't. You do all the cartilage ones up here, you do nose rings, and you do belly buttons because 16-year-olds want that.
And
they come in.
Over and over again. Yeah.
Can I put this on TikTok? Can I videotape? Can my friends come back with me? Does my mom have to sign for me? That's it. All fucking day.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're so cool. I follow you on TikTok. And you're like, okay, cool.
Maybe you should be a mortician.
Okay, but let's just say everybody was cool, and let's just say everywhere you went, they would hire people with gold teeth and with tattoos, and like you know, without hands down, like
that's a good one.
You know, like the person that job you're going to apply for that you would like to do that everybody looks like just like this.
Counselor for eating disorders.
Okay.
Or.
Good for you.
I need something active in there too because I don't know if I could be stationary. I guess pole instructor. I don't know
Awesome.
What other job could I perform
Just
at?
helping people.
Yeah, like I have experience in that as well. I did have to go to a rehab center when I was much younger, and you know, like deathly sick, 92 pounds, couldn't graduate.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, and I've taken a lot from that, and I still remember a lot from that on how to not treat, but like help heal.
Right.
Like the young mind of how to eat properly, all of it. It's
incredible.
It's very deep and complex, and I feel like I can relate to people almost instantly, and I see it in this industry a lot too, with girls struggling with eating disorders.
Yeah.
And like how I can relate and how I know already how to handle it and the proper things to say when I do see these things, and how inappropriately a lot of people handle eating disorders within the industry. And how they can make it much worse or make people feel shittier and all this stuff. So yeah, I feel like that one I could relate to the most. And honestly, dealing with those people, like it was cool as fuck. Getting to know everyone's different story. It's not like being on drugs or alcohol, right? Like you're battling your own mind consistently. And it's not like you know, you take away the drug or the alcohol and then you have to go through the withdrawals. It's like retraining your brain to know that food's not evil and all this other shit.
Right.
It's deep, right? Like you need this shit to survive. It's not like alcohol where you put it away. Right. And yes, you go through your withdrawals, you get medicated so you don't like withdraw and die and whatnot. And you treat yourself, but like you have to retrain your brain to understand like you have to eat to live, and these like thoughts in your brain aren't normal, and like food is good and should bring you joy, and like it goes so fucking deep, and it's so different than any other addiction. And I think that more women could help more women by being more honest about it. Mm-hmm. I feel like everyone just grows out of it, and they don't.
Yeah.
They do not at all. They think because they're eating somewhat normally, they don't have the thoughts in their brain or whatnot. But like if you are looking at your food and feeling any kind of way about it, and it's not, I'm hungry, I need to eat, it's disordered eating.
Yeah.
If you are contemplating certain things, if you're eating too much, if you're binging, if you're starving yourself in any way, it's disordered eating. And people only see disordered eating when it gets super skinny and super dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it goes way deeper than that. Like when I was in rehab, half the girls were overweight. And everyone's like, no, that doesn't make sense. They don't have disordered eating. Yes, they do. That's called binge eating.
Yeah.
You know, that's not normal to like eat yourself till you're in pain and then keep eating. Yeah, we're getting way too deep into this shit.
Well, you know, we like to get deep.
Yeah, it's things that are real things to talk about. And that's even what I wanted to do with my podcast. Like, everybody's like talking about all the same stuff over and over again. Mm-hmm. But once you get into conversation, you get an hour deep. Now we're getting into where we need to be. Because we've said all the superficial things we need to say. How's life? Everything's good. Blah, 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 blah. But then the deeper you get in.
That's just the surface.
Dude, my next question was like, what would your stripper names be? And like, you just asking that made me vent for fucking 10 minutes. So,
it's fine.
Yeah, I like
you
it.
To vent.
Yeah, I really like bringing people on the podcast that I know how to blab. Yeah. You know, how to have a conversation with people that can get deep. Like, I do want to bring JP on, and I'm nervous because me and him have never like banter.
Would be an interesting episode.
Yeah, so
What would
like
you
I have a
to
list
say?
of questions in case I freeze up because I don't want to make anyone feel awkward. But like, I'm excited
that'd
to
be-
get to know him on a deeper level.
Well, that's what I mean. Again, the stuff that you get into 45 minutes is going to be the good stuff because again, now you've gotten past everything, and we've told anything that you could have thought about to say. You can't hold that in for half an hour. It's just like now it's all freestyle. Now it's just things right off the top of your head.
Talk
Exactly how you
about this
feel.
shit. Like, even though it's hard.
Because then people can identify with it. There could be somebody going through a deceasing order right now that hasn't had that resonate with them the way that maybe it just did right now, knowing that everybody goes through it, whether or not you're a stripper or you've got an eating disorder or you're bulimic or you're anorexic or whatever it is. And my eating disorder is that I want to eat everything, but I can't. And so I just have to appreciate the food I do have. And I did get excited for my chicken and my mashed potatoes and my gravy yesterday when I was like, okay. This morning when I woke up,
so good,
I was like, okay, scrambled eggs and pancakes, and so I'm still getting excited about the food, but it's just very limited of what I can eat and the times that I can eat right now. So, but again, we all go through it. So everybody's fighting these silent battles, and sometimes it's good to talk about them for somebody that respects you a lot. So to know that you went through it and that you actually enjoy talking about it might help them open up. So.
Yeah. I mean, if anyone does want to talk to me about it, the experience I have goes quite deep, and it goes very, people always think that they need advice from, the most severe cases or like long-lasting cases or this and that, and they see me and they see a normal girl. It's like, no, I went on since grade 5 to graduation, 9 years or something, and bad. I'm not going to go into gross details, but I was very, very ill. So if you are on the low spectrum or the high spectrum of eating disorder, I'll talk to you. I have a million things for advice on helping you. I'm always there to listen. I don't have the emotional education to treat you, diagnose you, or help you completely cure yourself. But if you need someone to talk, man, I can get you on the right path of where to go. Yeah. For sure. There's rehab centers everywhere. Yeah. And there's always room for them because people don't think that this shit needs to be treated or because they're an adult.
They don't even know.
Yeah, they aren't even aware of how much they're struggling with food, and just half the stress in a woman's life is food, and it's so sad. The first sin that ever existed was a woman eating, and we've been carrying that sin.
Well, I mean, we weren't supposed to eat the apple. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
the first sin was her eating.
Wasn't there a bunch of other things? Just don't eat the apple, and then you're like, what's going to happen if we eat the apple? Yeah. No. Well. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I have one last question to end this podcast on a super light note.
Yeah. Okay. Stripper name for me, Eric Broadway.
It was Laverne.
Laverne, just one word.
It's my dad's middle name.
Okay. I was like, maybe she has a friend named Shirley, because I was like, hey, maybe Laverne and Shirley, but I'm sure picking your dad's middle name, that's awesome.
My dad's is Frank,
Laverne.
so.
That's hot.
Next on stage, Frank. Okay. Do either of you know the correct form for putting whipped cream into an asshole?
No, I'm unfortunately out of practice. I've never, I only know one person that's ever mentioned this before.
That's disgusting. I never understand. I don't even understand why you would ask me such a disgusting question. Anyway, make sure that you put your fucking finger over those teeth. There's those teeth in the whipped cream bottle. Yeah, don't just, put your finger over the teeth of the whipped cream and then shove it in. And make sure you do enema first, so there's no poo-poo, so.
I never even thought of that.
Well, yeah, duh. You think all these stories I told you, there was shit in my ass?
It happened to you. I thought you were doing it to someone.
What? Yeah, I was. I did it many times. I did other things too.
Wait, is this a hobby of yours?
No. I dated this person, and when two people who are this way meet, we went on a bit of a year. We did a lot of fucked up shit.
Is this when two serial killers meet and they're like, let's fucking kill people, and then they become serial killers? But it's serial butthole whipped creaming?
I did a lot of things that I would not do again, and that disgust me. But they're great conversation starters, and I like to gross people out. Enders. But yeah, no, enema always first, and then you do all the things.
Oh.
Yeah, no, unless you're into that, but I'm not. That's my line right there.
Interesting. Okay, now you know.
There was no shit involved.
Cool.
Clean butthole.
Clean butthole. When you plan on getting whipped cream in your ass, does that, I don't know, do they have whipped cream in their fucking underwear for a few days after, or
No.
They just fart it out?
Well, because I put it in and then I poofed it on his face. So it comes out right away.
Did you have to like have air ready? You're like, I'm ready, babe. You know, like got a fart loaded.
Yeah.
So again,
Shut up! Oh my God!
I put milk in there, put it into a cereal bowl, and he ate it. It's disgusting. I apologize to all of you. I was platinum blonde. I was younger.
That's my excuse. I was blonde at the time.
I feel like sometimes blondes have more fun. I was just in a, like, don't get me wrong, if I meet another man and he, like, I just get very, like, if I meet someone, I'm like, what do you want to do? Is there anything you wanted to do? And this guy happened to be like, all right, well, we did a lot of things. Sex clubs, any story I've ever told you, it was this one person that I did it with this one person.
Wow.
We should totally write a book. He's probably already written one.
Was he a Scorpio?
I have no idea.
Oh, damn.
He was sure as fuck yeah, he was great. We had a lot of fun and experiments. And you know what? I did things that I didn't even want or think that I wanted to do. But sometimes if you just open up a little,
oh God.
it doesn't have to be sexual. You'd be surprised. You surprise yourself at things that if you just open up and free yourself a little bit, you'd be surprised. But again, I probably wouldn't do that again.
And I mean, also too, like that's what when she says those things on the mic, that's what separates her from me. But she can actually tell those things with confidence, you know,
because people think I'm joking, and the staff are like, she's not fucking joking. Because people are probably like watching this and want to puke. Makes me want to puke a little. It's fucking gross. It's fucking gross. I didn't even tell you all the things we did. I was like, surface it. It's all good. It's all good.
We need to do one day, I need to bring you on the podcast, and we have to do 2 truths and a lie, and it can only be about the sexual things that you've done with said guy, and I have to decide which one's 2 truths and which one's a lie.
Okay.
Oh my God.
That's gonna be a fun podcast.
Fucking intense. Puke buckets on the side. Oh God.
Yeah, I would never do that again. But it made me realize, like, wow, that like, because I did the whipped cream thing a couple times after. I had a good time. It was fun. Just remember, people, like I told the guys on Tuesday night, last Tuesday, I was like, something about, we were doing Filthy Feud about anal, and it's like, you know what? Every woman hates anal because you think it's a porn and you just stuff it in there. And then forever, your woman or any of those women will hate anal forever and never want to do it again. Get a fucking butt plug. There are different stages. You get a small one, start off with that. Use the butt plug and then ease it in, and she might just fucking love it. Just trying to help a brother out here. Use a fucking butt plug. It's not that you just want to stick it in. You think I'm going to take a cucumber, stick it in your ass right now? You think that's going to feel good?
No, I don't at all. I think that's feel very
ease
terrible.
it in. Get him to wear a butt plug, walk around for a fucking hour. Lube it up.
Fuck yeah. Okay, on that note, it was such fun having you guys on the podcast.
The more you know.
Thank you for joining.
Thank you, everybody.
I saw you were going to high five me, so I went to high five. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that's all right. I'll high five now. That was fun. Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us. Be safe, wear a helmet, wear a condom, tip your dancers, and wear a butt plug.
Yeah. Yep.
Bye, everybody. Bye.